Up above the streets and houses, rainbow climbing high. Everyone can see it smiling over the sky. Paint the whole world with a rainbow.
Hello everyone and welcome to another Fowl Original with me, Fowl Original. That was a spicy little slicing, wasn't it? It couldn't have been done better if I'd planned it. But hello everyone and welcome to another Fowl Original with me, Fowl Original, here on a big day. It's the 1st of October, starting of a new month. There's times to grab this month by the balls, stick it down. There's a news round though. Now, tonight on Newsround, let's just check that we're going live everywhere. Seems like it is. Let's get the Perry for the chat. The chats. And yeah, today, first of all, we'd like to start off with the story, a quick news. I'd like to make sure that I did make mention of it because, again, Rainbow, another one of my big shows from my childhood. You might have seen the intro there. But Jeffrey Hayes, who played Jeffrey in Rainbow, has unfortunately passed away today. Let's quickly nip to the story in progress. It's a pretty sad day. He was a pretty big part of my life. I mean, I have to say that I did watch Rainbow a lot when I was a child, but nipping into BBC News over here. Rainbow presenter Jeffrey Hayes dies at 76. Jeffrey Hayes, who hosted long-running children's TV show Rainbow, has died aged 76. The actor and presenter died in hospital surrounded by his family, according to his manager. In a statement, Phil Dale said, "It is with great sadness that the family announced that Jeffrey passed away in hospital with his wife Sarah and son Tom by his side." Hayes presented Rainbow on ITV between 1974 to 1992. Dale added the family would like to express their thanks to the many fans over the years, as it always gave Jeffrey so much pleasure to know that he and his Rainbow team had given so much fun to TV and theatre audiences. The preschool show featured the characters Zippy, George and Bungle as they lived in the Rainbow house and ran for more than 1,000 episodes. Can you imagine that? 1,000 episodes of a show. It was so successful. There's Jeffrey on the end there, and we've got George, Zippy and Bungle. I know these people from my childhood. George is the pink hippo, Zippy is the thing with the zip, and there's Bungle. Sorry, that's Bungle. That is Bungle. And that's George. Anyway, the programs featured musical interludes from the trio Rod, Jane and Freddie, as well as animations and stories read from the famous Rainbow storybook. Hayes also had a successful acting career starring as Detective Constable Scatliff in the BBC TV series Z Cars. Many posted their tributes and shared memories of Hayes on Twitter. Tony Shepard, goodbye to yet another part of our childhood. Rainbow presenter Jeffrey Hayes dies at age 76. Everyone can see him smiling over the sky. Everyone can see him smiling over the sky. A dark cloud up above the streets and houses today, RIP. After Rainbow, Hayes said he was frustrated not to find more acting work as directors could only think of me as Rainbow's Jeffrey. He appeared in pantomimes and on some panel game shows, including an episode of Never on the Buzzcocks in 2002 and Pointless Celebrities in 2015. In a 2015 interview with The Express, Hayes said he had spent 4 months working nights shelf stacking at a local supermarket and also worked a stint as a taxi driver, something that was played upon in an advertising campaign he starred in for Monster Munch. In the interview, Hayes recalled his time on Rainbow with fondness. "I'm very proud of Rainbow, and even now, over 20 years since it finished in 1993, people remember it with affection. Amazingly, I still get recognised. People stop me and thank me for being an important part of their childhood. It's humbling." Thank you, Jeffrey Hayes, and thank you. But also, if you'd like to help me support me out, you can go to fowloriginal.com. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you can go to support the channel. If you go to support the channel, Patreon is down for maintenance, but you can go to the donate button. If you go to the donate button, that will take you to my PayPal page, and you can pop in a donation. Make it a monthly donation if you'd like. That would help us support the content over here on the channel. Just a cup of coffee's worth, and that would be awesome. You can do that via PayPal, and you can also, if you want to let me know as a one-off, you can just say, "My name is," and then tell me who you are. "My name is," and here you go. And thank you for the hearts. And that's if you want to help support the channel and all the different various things that we do over here on the Twitters. So that's Rainbow presenter Jeffrey Hayes dies aged 76. Now, I didn't want to I wanted to start on that because I wanted to let everyone know what was going down, but bam! Other big news, Hellboy reboot first teaser poster. Well, wows. I am very, very excited for this. So I really liked Hellboy when it was first released. I'm a really big fan of Ron Perlman. I'm a really big fan of Guillermo del Toro. I'm a really big fan of Hellboy. So all these things together made me very happy, and I feel like Hellboy with Ron Perlman was the definitive Hellboy. Selma Blair, a massive crush on Selma Blair, and Selma Blair in that film as well. Awesome. So let's have a look at, this is the first bit, and this is from Twitter. This is from the Twitters. This is going mental on Twitters. So let's show you. Let's show it. So for those of you that haven't seen, this is Hellboy's horns are out, and this is a Twitter moment. Hellboy's horns are out in the reboot's first poster. The first poster for the April 2019 reboot starring David Harbour has arrived. The only real complaint has to do with the tagline. Look at that. That looks absolutely fantastic. But it also looks like Ron Perlman, because the character of Hellboy was modelled on Ron Perlman. So it looks good. It looks really, really good. I don't really know if this is going to be CGI or what it's going to be. Hello there, Rod Cantu. But Hellboy is ready for the apocalypse in new movie poster. Hellboy is ready for the apocalypse. So looking at it, god damn, he looks beefy. Legendary AF Hellboy. April 12th. Looks great. Looks absolutely great. A Hellboy poster offers fiery new look at David Harbour in character. When you see the Hellboy poster, is this my future husband? And it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. And you can see, like, you know what? I'm sold. I'm sold. I'll just look at those two pictures and I am sold, baby. Like I'm hello there. I'm sold. Like, I'm more than happy to watch that film. And it looks like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Everyone's ready. And yeah, I'm curious what the ratio of actual David Harbour to Hellboy movie magic in that freaking poster. Pros, full horns, flaming sword. The Harbour makeup actually looks distinguished from the Perlman makeup. Cons, no Del Toro. Jesus Christ, that tagline. So it's edgy. The first image of David Harbour in the new Hellboy is here. So yeah, next big ass piece of news tonight is that, like, I didn't think that we'd be covering so much on the Twitters tonight, but yeah, Hellboy reboot first teaser post looks freaking awesome. Actually, I'm very, very excited. I would have to say yes, legendary AF. Yeah, it's a bit edgy, it's a little bit like 15-year-old, but I'm cool with it. If you're all cool with it, let's just see what happens in April. We're still yet to see any kind of teaser trailers or anything, so still time. There's always time. And moving on to our third big story of the evening. These are the ones that I've prepped in advance. Apple silent during ChargeGate with iPhone XS and XS Max. So I didn't really know about this because I don't really follow Apple as much as I probably should. But some very interesting developments. So from the BBC News website, Apple silent amid iPhone ChargeGate complaints. Apple has remained silent amid complaints that its new iPhone XS and XS Max smartphones fail to charge consistently when plugged in. Well, that's exactly what you want, isn't it? Like a phone that doesn't charge. Several users have reported that their device refuses to charge even if it has been idle for a while. Some charge only if the display is woken up. Video blogger Lewis Hilstentager dubbed the issue ChargeGate in a video demonstrating the problem. However, Apple has not yet commented on the issue. Mr. Hilstentager presents the Unbox Therapy channel on YouTube, which has more than 12 million subscribers. In the video published on Saturday, he tested 9 iPhones by plugging them into an official Apple power supply. While the 2017 iPhone X charged that problem, many of the new XS and XS Max phones refused to charge when plugged in. Most of the phones would only charge when the display was activated to wake up the device. However, one of them would not charge at all. Mr. Hilstenger said he'd been alerted to the problem when a viewer had emailed him describing their troubles. He had not noticed the issue himself because he had used wireless charging rather than the power cable on his device. Responding to those people on a platform like this should bring light to it and hopefully some sort of software fix if possible, he said in the video. This is my job. I have to call this stuff out. I have to hold these companies accountable. Several complaints about the XS and XS Max failing to charge have also been posted on Apple's discussion forum on its website. Complaints can also be found on social media where some people have described being unable to charge their phone at all once the battery is exhausted. That's perfect, Apple. They can't charge the phone, they have to buy a new one, only £1,500. Some users have speculated the problem is related to a recent change in Apple security settings. Since iOS 11.4.1 was released, the Lightning port on iPhones can be disabled when the phone has been idle for a while. That could stop thieves, cyber attackers, or law enforcement officers accessing it. In some cases, it might not charge, the company advises on its website. However, that does not explain why more iPhone XS and XS Max users are facing the issue. Apple has not yet responded to BBC's request for comment, and also they have not yet responded to Fowl Original Newsround's request for comment. But to be honest, I didn't request a comment. I just expected one. They should know who I am. Serious journalism. And serious journalism can also be found on my website, fowloriginal.com. I was going to show there, but it's not cool. Now, I'd like to take us to in other news, but first, because this segment has been missing for a while, so you know what it's going to be. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. In other news, Metro moments. So, amazing Metro today. I haven't really got the Metro for the past few days because this is the Metro from today. So have a look at that Metro. That Metro is that's a very hetero Metro, that is. Just sip it, Bojo. And a picture of a lady in a Thoyave Cheryl. Thoy Cheryl? Because she's from Newcastle. Thoy Cheryl? Like, I see what they did there. It's the Metro, the bastion of journalism. It's good newspaper. But anyway, just zip it, Bojo. I was going to read this. Tory rebuked for latest attack on May's Brexit. Boris Johnson was warned to back off and stop undermining the Prime Minister as the Tory conference began in Birmingham. The former Foreign Secretary used a newspaper interview yesterday to call Theresa May's Chequers plan for Brexit preposterous and deranged. The Scottish Conservative leader Ruth Davidson, who has battled depression, said the word deranged was a poor choice. And a period of silence from Mr. Johnson would be welcome. I love politics sometimes. Former Brexit Secretary David Davis, who, like Mr. Johnson, quit the cabinet over Chequers, said, "It seems to me we are conflating leadership on one hand with policy on the other. I want a change of policy, not a change of leader." I like that. They want to keep Theresa May, but just change what's going on. Where I differ from Boris is that he is conflating the two. That is such an important issue. We must step away from internal Tory party battles and leadership issues. That's great. But anyway, Boris doesn't go, "Yeah, we don't care." So let's look at this story, though, because this story is taken up a Thoy, Cheryl. So as we can see, the real news which is happening, we've got some more stories from page 2 of the Metro. Don't bother Benny. Whale sticks to same Thames spot. Benny the beluga whale appeared to be healthy and was swimming normally as he spent his 6th day in the Thames. How is it this is not front page news every day? There is a whale in the Thames. While spotters were urged to keep to the riverbank near Gravesend, Kent, and not to venture onto the water in the boats, which no one has done so far. To the best of our knowledge, the whale is healthy and swimming, although obviously this is an unusual situation, the PLA said, the Port of London Authority. The authority also confirmed that staff spotted Benny close to sightings of previous days, suggesting he had not moved far up or downstream. Among those to spot him yesterday was Abby Davis Fletcher, who tweeted, "We just saw Benny the beluga whale from the balcony, which was amazing, but now I'm sad. He must have been swimming in the same spot for a week now. I'd really like to make it home now, please." Don't know why I did them in that kind of accent. But you know what you could find out if you wanted to? And it would really help me out and help the channel is if you went to fowloriginal.com. If you go to fowloriginal.com, you get to see my big old bird face. And when you see that big old bird face, you can go to support the channel. When you go to support the channel, it will take you down to become a Patreon. Streamlabs.com, Patreon being fixed soon. The motto of the show. The easiest way is to go down to donate. If you go to donate, it will take you to a PayPal page. And you can pop me, say, $5 on a monthly basis if you'd like. And you can also make that as a one-off donation and say, hey, I like you. Here's validation. Is blah, blah, blah. And then that will really help the channel. It will really help me to produce all the kind of content that I'm doing on the regs. FOC, free of charge to you, but if you'd like to help me support the channel, and it helps me to do some of the more weird, wonderful on-location things. And go and see the whale if you support the channel. So just to see the whale. Anyway, page 3 of the Metro. In the old days, that would be boobies in like the sun or something, but not today. It's, ooh, look, ooh, Puss in Boots. Now, I saw this at work today, and I did speculate that they found the one picture where they had as much of, I'm going to say it, as much of a view of her potential ununderweared vagina as possible. So as you can see, like, they've picked the one shot. They're like, oh, what's peeking up there? Oh, we got the one shot. Paparazzi. They get some good shots. They get some good shots. A glamour Puss in Boots, it's Cheryl. She may have broken up with Liam Payne, but Cheryl Tweedy was clearly shouldering on as she strutted up a storm for Paris Fashion Week. The 35-year-old skillfully negotiated a runway across the Seine to model a one-shoulder silver sequin dress by Virgil Abloh at the L'Oréal show. She teamed it with thigh-high black boots, and her makeup featured a white stripe across her brow. Baby, you're a firework. Come and let your colors burn. And the 35-year-old. So basically, Cheryl Tweedy walked down the aisle. Good for her. And this is news, ladies and gentlemen. This is news. We also had some news about Meghan Markle and how they changed their gospel thing. I didn't want to talk about. What I did want to talk about, though, is Metro surprised me today. Is Brexit Festival is a waste of cash, say critics. Theresa May has been mocked after she proposed spending £120 million on a Brexit festival in 2020. This is real. This is in the Metro. This is in the Metro. So in the Metro, they're talking about a Brexit festival. I love this. The Prime Minister said the event modelled on the 1951 Festival of Britain would showcase British business, technology, culture, sport and the arts. Mrs May said told the Sunday Times she hoped it would celebrate our nation's diversity and talent and mark this moment of national renewal with a once-in-a-generation celebration. Critics called it a waste of money, and that there would not be much to celebrate if Brexit led to an economic decline. Labour MP David Lammy called the plan historically illiterate. Fantastic. He tweeted, the Labour government's 1951 Festival of Britain marked a new era of growth and international cooperation, the opposite of where this Tory government is taking us. The SNP's Angus MacNeil posted the Burning Man scene from horror film The Wicker Man, which captioned Festival of Brexit prediction. Comedian David Schneider also tweeted that attractions could include a fly past of passenger jets unable to leave the country, the world's longest lorry queue, and a diabetics tug of war for the last 10 units of insulin in the UK. Looking as well. Yeah, like, so, Festival of Britain. Are you mad, bro? You mad? Also, a story that we will be talking about later, so I'm not really going to talk about it here, but it's a fury over the sex workers stall. But cleaning company seeks nude recruits. A company providing naked cleaners is looking for new staff, describing itself as having naturist beliefs. The Naked Cleaning Company posted an advert on Facebook asking for applicants of all shapes and sizes who are over 18. Based in Plymouth, the business charges £65 an hour and operates a strict "you can look but you can't touch" policy. According to the advert, it is a sought-after service with highly professional staff. Or not. £65 though. You just watch them cleaning. You better be cleaning. We've also got another story, which nice little fun story in the Metro. Football fan aged 7 visits every stadium. A mad keen football fan has visited all 92 stadiums in the top 4 football leagues at the age of 7. Manchester United fan Liam Priday and his dad Christopher completed their 3-year quest at Macclesfield Town's Moss Row Stadium earlier this month. Mr. Priday of Havant, Hampshire, took Liam to the first game when he was 2. The Cambridge United supporter 33 said, "I was trying to pass down my passion and it worked. He likes seeing different grounds and he likes souvenirs from each game." He likes a good pie, he does. 7 years old. I don't really think he made the decision to do this. But, yeah. Good for you, Dad. Doing God's work. Great article I saw as well, which is about Donald Trump. Trump in love with Kim after great letters. The pen pal romance of the ages. "Hi, my name's Donald Trump." "Hi, I'm not going to do Kim Jong-un. That's very disrespectful." Donald Trump says he and North Korean Kim Jong-un fell in love after a tough talking start. The US president told a campaign rally in West Virginia on Saturday night that Mr. Kim wrote me beautiful letters and they're great letters. We fell in love. He joked the remarks might be seen as unpresidential for being so positive about the North Korean leader. But he went on, "We were going to war with North Korea. Millions of people would have been killed. Now we have this great relationship." North Korea's top diplomat, Ri Yong-ho, however, had earlier told the UN that denuclearization negotiations had stalled and the US is continuing sanctions. So it's like, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Just look at this picture of them hanging out. Look at them hanging out. They're happy. They're happy chappies. And I think we've got a few more stories in here in the old Metro moments. And yep, so there we go. Just 4 out of, and we're going to talk about this later on, just 4 out of 19 loaves sold as sourdough by supermarkets were found to be authentic in witch tests. Our advice is to check the ingredients. It's good advice for everything, really. It said they should only contain flour, water, salt, and a starter culture. Anything more, it's not sourdough. It's real dough. Right. A daily walk of 10 minutes may ward off dementia, scientists found. A study in California discovered mild physical activity improved function in parts of the brain responsible for forming and storing memories. And another kind of good story. A woman in her 70s was winched to safety after falling 60 feet off a cliff. The walker lost her footing on a steep bank near Western Heights, Dover, Kent, and was rescued 3 hours later with an injured leg. And that's it. She survived. Good story. Proud Englishmen leave their castles unprotected. An Englishman's home really is his castle, but he doesn't do a lot to defend it. A study found the average home involves 104 hours of decorating or DIY and 493 hours of cleaning a year. A survey of 2,000 homeowners for Yale Locks found 1 in 3 were incredibly proud of their homes, spending £505 a year updating furniture and soft furnishings. But according to Yale, 2 in 3 had no house alarm or security system, and just 14% have security cameras. So what Yale is saying is, if you don't lock up, we're going to come rob you. I have to say that we have many systems. And if I've got anything else, I think that is everything for the Metro Moments, because we don't talk about sport here, really, unless it's like the World Cup or something stupid like that, or Big Brother. So thank you again for another In Other News Metro Moments. Now, as I said, if you want to help support the channel and you want to help, for example, me to be able to buy the Metro every day. If you're not in the UK, you don't know what that means, because the Metro is a very, very expensive newspaper. I have to pay at least the bus fare to get it. You can go to fowloriginal.com. When you get to fowloriginal.com, you see my big old bird face. And then you can click support the channel. If you click support the channel, looks like there's an issue with Patreon at the moment. But the easiest way is just to go to donate. If you click donate, you'll go to a PayPal page where you can pop me $5 a month if you like, and make a monthly donation. If not, you want to make it a one-off, you can just let me know as well. Hey, thank you for the newsies. For the newsies. You can see though, just there we go. The newsts. Thank you for the newsts. And then everything that goes towards the channel works on all the different content that I produce all over the internet. So we've got wrestling, we've also got, just gonna come over here, we've got wrestling, and we've also got loads of other bits of content that are going to be coming forwards in the next few months, and I hope that you would like to join me along with the ride. That's all I have to say. I've got a little shilling every now and then. Fowl Original Newsround does not have a sponsor yet. A lot of legal action, but not a lot of sponsors. And in other news, we will move back to some other news that I had not stored up, but some other news that was on the BBC News website. So, in other news, sourdough or sour foe, does it go against the grain if your bread is fake? It is hailed as a bread that lasts longer, easier to digest, and has a unique tangy taste. I like sourdough, but apparently sourdough can vary hugely depending on where you buy it. What is traditional sourdough? Traditional sourdough is considered to be one of the oldest forms of bread, and the technique can be traced back to ancient Egypt. It is made from just 3 ingredients: flour, water, and salt. The dough begins with a starter culture, also made with flour and water, which is left to bubble up for several days. It is this which makes the bread rise instead of adding yeast. Bread in its purest form. What about sour foe? According to a report by the British Baker magazine earlier this year, sourdough is truly an in-demand product, with supermarket sales up by 98% in the past year. And it is trendy too, with more than 1.5 million Instagram posts tagged with hashtag sourdough. I have to say, I have hashtag sourdough some pizzas before now because it is tasty. It's tasty stuff. It looked at 16 sourdough loaves sold in supermarkets, found only 4 were made in the traditional way with 3 basic ingredients. Others contained yeast, ascorbic acid, and yogurt and vinegar. Is there a difference? The Real Bread campaign, a study, called for more research to be done on the benefits of sourdough, which suggests it's more digestible and nutritious than the mass market loaves of bread found in the bakery aisles. So it's absolutely scandalous. She said many diabetics are eating sourdoughs to control blood sugar levels. Eating fake sourdough can spike sugar levels. Very difficult in terms of irritable bowel syndrome and diabetes. And Ms. Campbell, I believe, manufacturers have a responsibility. Tell people if it's the flavour that they're using as opposed to the actual process. And sourdough is hugely popular. Tesco says it sells about 100,000 sourdough loaves a week, and quadrupled its sourdough range in the last 5 years. I mean, I've seen sourdough everywhere. The great British Bake Off's King of Bread, Paul Hollywood, has contributed 3 sourdough recipes, classic sourdough. That's what Paul Hollywood does with his sourdough. But I have to say that I'm a really big fan of sourdough. I really like it. I didn't know all the health benefits. I just thought it tasted nice. And I'm happy that it's on the shelves because it's always good to have different kinds of bread on the shelves. In other news, not that one. Former Buzzcocks presenter Mark Lamar's assault case discontinued. So I didn't know about this, but an assault case against former Nevermind the Buzzcocks presenter Mark Lamar has been discontinued, the Crown Prosecution Service has said, the CPS. The comedian and TV presenter was charged with common assault and false imprisonment on the 1st of September in London, but the CPS said there was insufficient evidence to provide a realistic prospect of prosecution. Lamar became famous in the 1990s presenting shows such as The Big Breakfast and The Word. A CPS spokesperson said, "We have a duty to keep cases under continuing review, and following a further review of this case, we concluded that there was insufficient evidence to provide a realistic prospect of conviction." The 51-year-old was due to appear at Uxbridge Magistrates Court on Tuesday. The presenter was best known for presenting Nevermind the Buzzcocks between 1996 and 2005. Lamar also presented a weekly BBC Radio 2 late-night talk show and special music series Shake, Rattle and Roll for 12 years, leaving in 2010. You can see 15th, he was charged with common assault. It's crazy, but also in other news, passengers stranded as airline collapses. This is pretty funny. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about this. It's pretty funny because, like, I really want to go on holiday at the moment and I can't. And anytime something like this happens, like, anyway, a budget airline that began offering long-haul flights from UK airports, including Stansted, to the US earlier this year, has collapsed. Primera Air has said it was ceasing all operations at midnight on Monday after 14 years of operation. 2 flights to Washington and New York due to leave Stansted on Monday night have been grounded. 1 flight from Birmingham to Malaga arrived on Monday evening. Stansted told passengers booked on flights to the airline not to go to the airport. The Danish registered airline is not part of the Civil Aviation Authority's ATOL protection scheme, which covers only passengers booked on package holidays. The regulator has advised passengers who have travelled on a Primera flight they will need to make their own arrangements to return to the UK and to contact their travel insurer or travel agent. People who book directly with the airline on future flights will not be covered either, the CAA advises. Passengers who pay by credit card may be protected by Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act and advised to check with card issuers. Similar cover may be applied if only a Visa debit card was used. Icelandic-owned airline said it had failed to secure long-term financing, meaning it had no choice but to file for bankruptcy. Primera's decision to start competing with other low-cost long-haul operators such as Norwegian and Wow appears to have led to its demise. Signs that the airline was in trouble came in August when it said short-haul flights from Birmingham to 7 European destinations would end on the 3rd of September. Also blamed the late arrival of new aircraft from Airbus that forced it to cancel flights and lease planes. Weighting the potential losses due to future delivery delays and bearing in mind the difficult environment that airlines are facing now due to low prices and high fuel costs, we have decided to cease operations now, the company said. 5 departures from Copenhagen and 4 from Billund on Tuesday are expected to be cancelled. When it began long-haul operations from Stansted in May, Primera was offering flights to Newark Airport, Boston, Washington DC and Toronto starting at £149 each way. Banging prices, banging. It had planned to start flying from Madrid to New York, Boston and Toronto next month from €149 each way. Most of the airline's business involved taking Scandinavian holidaymakers to destinations such as Spain, Greece, Italy, Egypt and Turkey. It's not nice, but it seems as if a lot of people are not going to be protected in this story whatsoever. A lot of people are going to lose out in a lot of ways, and that's where it's not really funny, but at the same time, it's kind of funny. But a lot of people are not going to be protected because this was not under ATOL. So I don't know how many people would have put this as part of a package, but anybody who did, I guess you're all right. But if you're on the other side of this now, and you're not coming back, pretty cheap prices as well. Pretty cheap prices. But let's take us to our final story, which controversial. In other news, teacher Elinor Wilson had sex with pupil on plane. Now, first of all, I'm just going to preface this. Now, when this kind of news story happens in the US, there is a lot of onus and like focus put on the woman. Then it's like, if it's a guy, it's like, it's terrible, it's terrible. If it's a woman, it's like, how hot is she? So with that in mind, let's just look at the way that this has been presented by the BBC in, is this she's an attractive woman and they're presenting like that, or is she, I don't know, a depressive figure, someone that you like feel empathetic for. Empathetic figure. So you look at her. Elinor Wilson faces 4 counts of sexual activity with a child under 18 while in a position of trust. So you look at her, you're like, okay, they haven't made her out to look like she's traditionally quite attractive. And so in the US, this would have been like at the forefront, look at her. And most people would have been quite apologetic. That whole South Park episode of nice, that's what this would be. With that in mind, a teacher had sex with a 16-year-old pupil in an airplane toilet after the pair drank alcohol on the flight back from a school trip, a court has heard. Elinor Wilson, 29, of the Rope Walk in Dursley, Gloucestershire, later told the boy she was pregnant, a jury heard. Miss Wilson told the boy he would be a father during a clandestine affair they had after the trip in 2015. The prosecution told Bristol Crown Court she denies sexual activity with a child under 18 while in a position of trust. The pupil and the school concerned cannot be identified for legal reasons. One thing I have to say about this story is that she is actually being outed in this. In a way, I'm kind of glad that this works in both ways, and that this isn't, if this was a man, obviously it would have automatically been at the top, but at least the same is seen of both, at least in the British media. But this isn't like top story or anything. An allegation of the affair only came to light after another male pupil at the school became aware of the relationship and threatened to expose Miss Wilson unless she had sex with him, prosecutor Virginia Cornwall told the court. She said Miss Wilson, known as Ellie, was a bright and capable science teacher who was highly regarded. A bond developed between her and the boy on the trip, which took place when she was 26 after an erosion of boundaries, Mrs. Cornwall said. They got drunk, love. Sitting inappropriately. On the flight home, the pair was seen by another pupil sitting inappropriately after they had been drinking, the jury heard. What the hell does that even mean? Mrs. Cornwall said the alcohol led to a lack of inhibition and the pair went to the plain toilet together where they had sex. It was a secret between them, she said. After the trip, they exchanged telephone numbers and met several times. She later told the boy she was pregnant by him and decided to have an abortion and kept it from her boyfriend. Mrs. Cornwall said there is no doubt there was a pregnancy, but she does not accept that she had intercourse with a boy or that he was the father. So I don't really understand that bit. She later informed the school, which conducted an investigation, and she resigned from her job, the jury heard. Miss Wilson faces 4 counts of sexual activity with a child under 18 while in position of trust. The case it doesn't, like, the thing is about this story is it doesn't really make sense, because it says here, Mrs. Cornwall said that blah 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 blah. It was a secret between them, she said. She said that they went and had sex, but then she says, Mrs. Cornwall said, now she's Mrs. Cornwall, there is no doubt there was a pregnancy, but she does not accept that she had intercourse with the boy or that he was the father. So I don't really understand. Like, who's Mrs. Cornwall? Unless she's the court. I don't really understand the story. But all I'm saying here is that's a story. I thought I had a point with that one, but that's a story. Now, I feel like we're kind of tailing towards the natural end of tonight's show. And I'd like to say thank you very much. It's 1st of October. It's time to get back on that grind. And we're going to be doing this tonight. We're going to be doing this tomorrow. We're going to be doing this on Wednesday night. And tomorrow, Fowl Original goes to college. Fowl Original goes to college. Some training or something. So I'm going to college, and I will be doing some stuff on my Instagram there. So if you check my Instagram out, which is @Fowl Original, I guess, on Instagram, check that out. You can go to, obviously, Classy Shill. You can go to the bestest website on the internet ever, which is fowloriginal.com. Better than all of the internet. See my big old bird face. You can go to support the channel, and then you can do that by streamlabs.com/fowloriginalwrestling, or you can just click the donate button. If you click the donate button, it will take you to PayPal page where you can pop me along $10 if you want to. Make it a monthly donation. That will help produce all the content that I do on the regs here on the YouTubes. And that is everything tonight except for our and finally. So tonight's and finally is this thing. Hello there, Brian. How you doing? Is this thing, which if I can get it, where is it? So this is a story which I felt is a good story to end on. And I know now, I've had some of these videos, yeah, like copyright struck for stupid reasons. Now one of these was a very stupid reason, but let's just pop this on now and we don't have to. So, female surfer sets new world record. Just look at that. It's the largest wave ever ridden by a female surfer, and it's massive. So look at her. She is a prince among men, a princess among women. She's killing it. Like, look at that wave. I can't believe that someone would like just have the balls, lack thereof, to do something like that. Oh my god, I would never. And she's Guinness World Record. She has the Guinness World Record. Look at her. She deserves it. She freaking deserves it. Let's look at her. Amazing. Amazing. So on that, I'm going to be watching Venom as well. On, I think it's going to be Thursday. I'm going to see it. Wednesday we've got weekly wrestling recap and stuff. I'm going to find out exactly when, but I'll be watching Venom. I'll do my hot take from there. Anything that you want me to think, go to see for the film, any questions you have, let me know. Obviously I'll be looking for some more stuff for some new segments, any ideas that you've got for merch and stuff. Thank you also to everybody on Twitter who at the moment, thank you for World of Sport Wrestling who followed me. That's insane. World of Sport Wrestling, thank you for following me. Can't believe it, like, that I've got to you follow like 1,000. I'm one of those 1,000 people. It makes me feel special inside, like being followed next to like Martin Kirby and Jerry Lawler. I like it. It makes me feel like. But I'm breaking over 6,000 followers now. At 6,100. We're gonna give you like a breakdown every day of that. I'd like to thank everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing, and you can continue to do that. We're live tonight on Twitch, YouTube, and Periscope and Twitter thereby. Thank you all to the YouTubes. I know this is probably going to get copyright struck. Everything does. So let's leave it with what is going to be a classy ending to a classy show with this. I wanted to. I've got a nice new idea for a TV show series that I'm going to be doing in the next few months as well. It's going to take a little bit of work because it's going to be quite intensive, but full of beans we are, full of beans. And I think if this works, yes, all right, come on, I think that is, yes, all right, and I'll end it on this. So hope you've enjoyed the show today. As ever, we've seen some things, we've seen loads and loads of things, but let's just let's give you guys this. So thank you everyone for joining today. It's been a great day as always. A great show, great start to the week here on October the 1st, 2018. Let's kill it for the next few weeks. Join me tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday for Newsround at 10:30 p.m. through till about 11ish. This has been a Fowl Original. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Like, share, subscribe.